when is the saddest month of the year? Tell you, Tisha B'Av, the month of Av, which has the fast of the ninth day of the month of Av, with commemorating the destruction of both temples, the calamity of the Jewish nation. Yet, my friends, do you know that this month also contains the happiest, the most joyous day of the entire year? I'll tell you soon which one it is. But let's first say thank you to Hashem and pray to Hashem for the miracles that they need in Eretz Yisrael, all over the world. In one word, Mashiach. This will solve all problems. So, Mizma l'soy d'orila Adonai kol haaretz iv d'tzad d'nebisim chuboy lefanav benona Look Adonai elimu asana v'lo anachna ama v'tzam merisa bo yishor b'soy lechatzroisa b'sila hoido lebaruch shemo ki tov Adonai le'olam chasdo v'yador v'dor emun asoy. Let us give some tzedakah. And what holiday am I talking about? No, I'm not talking about a vacation. The Talmud tells us, Talmud to Meseches in Tractate Tanis, towards the end of the whole tractate, says the Mishnah, Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. Rabbi Shimon, the son of Gamliel, says, Lo hoyo yomim tovim li Yisrael. There has been no other holiday as Kechamisha Asa Ba'av, as the 15th day of the month of Av, which was yesterday. It was Shabbos, so we couldn't do any recording. And he says, 15th day of the month of Av and Yom Kippur, these are the two most greatest holidays on the Jewish calendar. And he goes on to say, and what happened on Tu B'Av? That on this day, the daughters of Jerusalem will go out in the vineyards, all dressed in white clothes, and they didn't wear their own dresses, but they will interchange, they will borrow from each other. The reason why they would borrow from each other, so that the poor girls that didn't have a nice white dress would also be able to borrow, and nobody will be embarrassed. Nobody wears their own clothing. Sensitivity to the poor girl, that she should not look any different. So what is this? Is the holiday all about that it's a day of marriage, matchmaking? That's why it's the most important day of the whole year? Obviously, there's got to be something deeper. So the Gemara goes on to tell us a number of events. Excuse me. A number of events that happened throughout history, which indicated Achdus, Jewish unity. You got in tribe of Binyamin, the intermarriage of the different Shvatim, the end of the plague of the generation of the desert that would not be able to go into Israel. That was the end of that plague. So a number of events which represents reconciliation. Reconciling God with us and reconciliation between the Am Yisrael. So this is why it's such a happy day. Because where there is Jewish unity, this is the greatest day. But the Rebbe goes a step further and it says, let's see what the Talmud says. What did the maiden do when they went out dancing in the vineyards? So the Gemara says they would say, Bachur, soy necha, lift your eyes, and what are you looking for in marriage? It says, don't look at physical external beauty, as Shlomo HaMelech says, Sheker achin v'hevel hayofi. Beauty, external beauty is just vain. Look at values. Look at family. So, nechem, see the background, see where they're coming from, see what kind of values the girls have. And this is what you should choose. But the Rebbe says it goes much deeper than this. When they say lift your eyes, this refers to the verse that Yeshaya Novi says, Isaiah says, lift up your eyes on high and see who has created these. He brings out their hosts by the number, And he gives them each an individual name. So he says, when the girls say, Su more menechem, they say, lift up your eyes and see where these qualities come from. They're not just environmental, they're not societal values. These are values that come from God, Moroim. We are descendants of Avram, Rivka, Avram and Sarah, Yitzchak and Rivka, Yaakov and Rachel and Leah. This is where they come from. They got it from heaven. So appreciate, understand the value of each individual, that each individual is a creation of God with phenomenal potential, with phenomenal values, godly values. This is what you should look for. And that's why this is the greatest day of rejoicing, appreciating, understanding that it's all for, by, and ultimately for the revelation of God.